Music in the morning.
Hey yo, welcome back. It's Ty Ty. You tired of your noisy room? No sound treatment, no nothing. You got a little reverb going on, a little bit of echo, and some bouncing around. Well, we're gonna fix that for you today. I actually got a special guest, ATG. He's an artist, engineer from Dayton, Ohio. He's a homie. We've been working on an EP together. Very, very knowledgeable. And we actually already filmed an intro, but that video file got corrupted. Something happened with the sound. So for the moment, you got me. But let's go ahead and hop into it and let him break it down for you.
You can't tell me what ain't right for me. They may kill, but I can tell you right. She got no reason she can lie to me. But I'm in your skin, so that means
So you know that thing's smooth. But all right, so what's the plugin we showing off today?
A Waves Clarity, it's a Deverb plugin is really what it does. Basically, at the end of the day, you are trying to take out the room resonance and reverb in the recording.
All right, so I'm going to give him the reins, and he's going to show you how it's done.
Bet. So basically, a lot of people record in untreated rooms, or a lot of people like to record at home versus kind of like a commercial spot or somewhere where you have a lot of room resonance that are kind of deadened with audio sound panels like you have here. Another way to combat this would be a plugin such as this, a Deverb Pro. This is the Pro version. There's a non-Pro version that's kind of a lot similar, but it takes a lot less power because what it is, it's AI, and it's a lot of things going on under the hood. And a lot of people, like I said, will record in an untreated room, maybe not the best acoustics, and this can fix that. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it for you. I'm kind of just going to solo it so you can really hear what I'm talking about. I'm going to solo it. I'm going to play it without first, and then I'm going to play it with. Okay?
me your hair. Bad up it like it's, I'm an like.
So if you listen to that, you can definitely hear kind of the room, and the room resonance, if you don't know what that means, is when I talk into the microphone or I get loud, I'm recording, the sound bounces off the walls, the ceiling, whatever hard surface the sound wave can bounce off of, it's going to bounce off of the walls, the floor, the ceiling, the walls, and go back into the microphone capsule.
Yep.
And that's going to sound like the reverb, right? So if you're ever in an empty garage, and it bounces, that's what the reverb sound is. It's echo. So that in particular in a recording and a vocal is not what you want. You want it to be clean. You want it to sound like you're, isolated, right?
Yep.
So what this plugin does is it helps Deverb take out the resonances and the bouncing off the walls. That's the goal. So what this plugin does, it emulates that, but it does it via AI. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play it one more time, just kind of explaining to you what we're listening for. I'm gonna play it again without, and then I'm gonna play it with.
Me your hair. Bad up it like it's, I'm an like.
And definitely when I get louder, and especially at the end of phrases, you can definitely hear it. Now,
Yeah, definitely at the end, it just kind of trails out a little bit.
so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn it on, and I'm gonna let you listen to it again and see if those same spots that you can kind of hear the echo and the kind of where the distance is, where I'm hitting kind of the reverb, I guess you could say, see if you can see that lessened a little bit.
Me your hair. Bad up it like it's, I'm an like.
And hopefully you're listening on studio monitors or a good pair of headphones, you'll be able to hear that difference. But it's definitely cleaner, a lot cleaner. And you can even kind of like get some of the presence, maybe boost some of the presence a little bit. The neural network, this is what I'm on. So it's either like dialogue 1, dialogue 2, or singing. I usually pick the singing one because of one of the three I'm probably singing closest. And I don't really mess with too much. It's kind of like an EQ. You can kind of do some EQing as well.
So it kind of looks a little bit like Soothe is set up. So if you drag it up, is it attacking it more? Or if you drag it down, is it attacking it more?
It should be dragging it down, should attack it more.
All right.
But it really is definitely, it's looking for those frequencies that you could be, the reverb that it's in the room when you record and it bounces off the walls. That's what it's looking for. But the more you turn it, the more it does. And like I said, it's AI powered. So it's a lot going on underneath the hood. I know it's a very CPU intensive plugin.
Yep.
I had probably like 10 or 15 in a session, and I couldn't do anything. I had a lot of stuff going on top of that, but on top of 10 or 15 of them, it was definitely killing my CPU. So I had to figure out a way to be able to get this sound without using 15 of them on everything I record, right? So I turned the knob up again. So let's see what this sounds like.
Me your hair, bad up it like it's, I'm an like it's.
And you cleaned it up a lot.
When you see you can see the orange in there. That's what it's finding and trying to reduce. Now, a way to do this, because like I said, I had 10 or 15. If you had 20, 30 tracks, you're not going to necessarily want 20, 30 instances of this plugin unless your computer is Jesus and God together. But that is like, I don't know if it's possible. It probably is. But saving CPU and maybe doing it the better way. Now, to stress this is the pro version of the plugin. You should be able to do the same thing without the pro version. And especially like if somebody's like a popular interface is like a Scarlett Solo or one of those folks, right? Interfaces. I have an Apollo Twin sitting right here. So based off of how everything is monitored, there is a thing called latency. And what you want to do is minimize as much latency as you can. What you can do is lower your buffer size to as low as it can go. That'll minimize the additional latency.
Now, are you recording through this?
I'm recording through this. Now, I'm about to show you how to do this in Pro Tools. It's probably very similar in all the DAWs based on the routing and how I show you. This is a way you can actually bake whatever plugin you have into your audio, right? And for instance, this is what I did when I used this. I used this plugin and I used this routing I'm about to show you. So to get there, you're going to go here. You got quick punch, all these options here. You're going to go all the way down to low latency monitoring. So you're going to create a new track, go to new track, and you're going to create a mono aux track, right? And I like to type this and title it tape because I know it's going to be whatever I put on this track is going to be committed to tape. In the input of this track, you're going to be your microphone, right?
Mm-hmm.
The output of this track, a lot of people record on like a regular record track. So the output of this track is going to be a mono audio track, and you're going to make it the record track, right? Record here, because that's what we do. So this is what you got. Now, so you have your record track right here, and your tape track. Basically, everything you're going to print is on the tape track. Let's separate them so you'll be able to tell. So here's what I'm about to do. I'm about to put my clarity reverb right here, the deverb plugin. It's in bypass, so I'm going to unbypass it. So I hit arm for recording, and then I hit the input monitoring mode. Now, nothing's going to be here, and what that does is it helps with latency, especially if the Pro plugin has a little bit of latency because it's AI powered. So a lot of that in the Pro plugin is going a lot more. There's a lot less going on in the regular version without the Pro plugin. This is a way to record any plugin, any software, any effect into your audio as if you were using an actual hardware unit.
And for this, in general, the Deverb, like, it's a powerful plugin because, I mean, you didn't do much other than just turn the main dial up a little bit. So, like, if you have a really untreated room, just a noisy room in general, it looks like, you know, with the tail smoothing, everything else, you could really, really dial this in and get rid of some access if you needed to. Because, I mean, if we're already removing that much just by turning the main dial, it's over. Like,
right.
You're going to clean that thing up real, real quick.
And honestly, if you ask me, the plugin is probably like 20 years too late because, like, what are we doing? It's like the easiest time now than ever to be able to get into like an actual studio. And like back then, studios, $500 an hour.
Yeah.
But the SSL, like now, it's the comfort of your own house, their own bedroom, and the tools we have to make the music we make at home compete with what's being done in studios that are charging $250 an hour.
Yep.
It's impeccable. And this plugin is a prime example of that. So it's definitely more to come, more to come, more to know, more to share, more to get. But it doesn't get much better than this.
But the goal is to eventually get him over and start his own YouTube channel. Dude is very, very talented, very intelligent, and you know, I want to do this more too. I'm definitely gonna have him back on the channel, and hopefully have some other artists on here too, and just kind of build and grow. Like I always say, build together, grow together. This is a great example of that. Me and him are working on a little EP. Don't know when it's coming out. We got about 4 songs done. We got a couple more we want to do. But as always, this is Ty Ty. This is my homie ATG. I hope you learned a little something today and apply it. I know there's some noisy rooms out there, so if you saying it ain't, you capping.
For sure.
Plain and simple. But as always, I appreciate every single one of you. I'm trying to get to 500 followers by the end of the month. So if you can help me out, smash that subscribe button. Any questions, comments, concerns, leave it in the comments below. Always open to some suggestions on future content. And I'll see you next week. Peace.
Peace.